Senhoras e senhores, boa noite e bom dia para as autoridades chinesas que estão participando da China. Estamos iniciando por videoconferência a cerimônia de abertura dos cursos oferecidos pela Universidade Normal de Hebei, na China, para a Universidade Federal de Santa Maria e instituições parceiras no Rio Grande do Sul. Por seu caráter internacional, essa cerimônia será conduzida na língua inglesa. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning to those of you participating from China. Ni hao. In May 2019, at the invitation of the Brazil-China Parliamentary Front of the Legislative Assembly of the State of Rio Grande do Sul, the Universidade Federal de Santa Maria participated in a mission to China, further straightening the ties of cooperation between UFSM and Chinese institutions. This past January, UFSM was invited to nominate 8 students to participate in the Chinese Bridge program, along with 154 other Brazilian students, including 20 from Rio Grande do Sul, to participate in Chinese culture and Chinese language classes. At the end of the classes, scholarships for additional online classes were offered to the top students, and we are proud to say that a UFSM history student was awarded one of the scholarships and was also chosen as the class speaker at the end of the course. Starting tomorrow, Hebei Normal University will provide tuition-free classes for students at UFSM and its partner institutions, Universidade Federal de Pelotas, Universidade Federal do Rio Grande do Sul, Universidade Federal do Pampa, Universidade Federal de Ciências da Saúde de Porto Alegre, Universidade Estadual do Rio Grande do Sul, and Universidade Franciscana. Of the 5 classes being offered, 2 are Introduction to Traditional Chinese Medicine, 2 are Introduction to the Chinese Language, and 1 is Introduction to Chinese Culture. Altogether, they will provide 215 students, faculty, and administrative staff with the opportunity to learn a little bit more about the Chinese language and culture. Additionally, a Chinese language teaching class will be offered to UFSM by the Confucius Institute of the Universidade Federal do Rio Grande do Sul. Thus, UFSM expresses its deep gratitude to the Hebei Normal University and URGS for this important partnership that contributes greatly to the internationalization of Rio Grande do Sul. We also thank the Brazil-China Parliamentary Front for its support, and Professor Ana Cao from the Hebei Normal University for her dedicated and important work over the years to improve the relations between Brazilian and Chinese universities. At this time, I'm very pleased to welcome our honorary guests, Dr. Paulo Afonso Burman, President of Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, Xu Changpian, Minister Counselor for Cultural Affairs at the Chinese Embassy, Liu Changyi, Section Chief of the International Cooperation Department at the Department of Education of Hebei Province, Yo Qing Cha, President of Hebei Normal University, Professor Ana Cao, Chinese Director of the Confucius Classroom, UFF, Hebei Normal University, State Representative Jefferson Fernandes, President of the Brazil-China Parliamentary Front of Rio Grande do Sul Legislative Assembly, Dr. Lívia Maria de Freitas Reis Teixeira, Superintendent of International Relations at the Universidade Federal Fluminense. I'd also like to welcome Yon Yang, Vice President of Hebei Normal University, Zhang Yunhong, Deputy Director of the International Cooperation and Exchange Center of Hebei Normal University, Dr. Érico Marlon de Moraes Flores, Director of International Affairs of the Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, Jean-Kiao Papini, Chief of Staff at the Office of State Representative Jefferson Fernandes, Professors Xun Yang and Wang Chunming of Hebei Normal University, who will teach the classes in Chinese language, culture, and traditional medicine, along with Professor Ana Cao. Professor Luciano Schuch, Vice President of the Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, and Presidents, Rectors of UFSM's partner universities, Universidade Federal de Pelotas, Universidade Federal do Rio Grande do Sul, Universidade Federal do Pampa, Universidade Federal de Ciências da Saúde de Porto Alegre, Universidade Estadual do Rio Grande do Sul, and Universidade Franciscana. The directors of university centers and teaching units, provosts, professors, administrative staff, students, and guests. I invite you all now to watch a video from the Hebei Normal University. And now, I am pleased to present a video from the Universidade Federal de Santa Maria. At this time, I invite Dr. Lívia Maria de Freitas Reis Teixeira, Superintendent of International Relations at the Universidade Federal Fluminense, to say a few words.
Wait a minute, because I was watching the beautiful video.
Sure, take your time.
I have to come back to Zoom. Okay, here I am. I could not regret. So all my thing. First of all, I have to. Wow. Okay, can I say now? I think.
Sure, the floor is yours.
Okay, sorry, because I was watching the video, so I went to YouTube and I came back, and I'm not that expert in technology. So first of all, good night for everybody. Congratulations to the. So it's better if you speak in English, right? Okay.
Yeah. If you can, it's better.
No, yes, it's better. I think because I want there is a delay coming and coming.
But we listen to you very well.
Okay, I'm listening to myself with a delay. Okay, so I go ahead because I'm listening. Okay.
Penso que a professora Lívia desliga o YouTube.
Yeah, turn off the YouTube.
So, do you think that você acha que esse delay é por causa do YouTube?
Exato.
E o que eu faço então para não ficar
Desliga
repetindo?
o YouTube, fica só nesse link.
Mas eu achei que eu tinha desligado o YouTube. Ai, meu Deus, agora eu não sei o que fazer. Caramba, desculpem aqui
Eu acho que ela pode falar normalmente, porque nós estamos te ouvindo bem, viu?
Ok, mas é porque eu acho que está todo mundo me ouvindo...
Isso.
Não, estamos me ouvindo bem, só tira os fones e fala.
Não, eu só posso falar com fone, senão vocês não vão escutar. Olha só, vocês estão me ouvindo 2 vezes ou uma só?
Não, professora, a gente está ouvindo super bem, perfeitamente.
Está perfeito.
Então, desculpa, eu é que estou me ouvindo 2 vezes. Então, eu tenho que abstrair de mim mesma e falar. Mas eu não sei como é que eu saio do YouTube agora que eu estou aqui no Zoom.
Penso que é melhor falar sem...
Eu não sei como é que eu quis...
Lívia, por favor, acho que
para mim está muito difícil, gente.
Mas só fala normalmente, Lívia, só fala normalmente.
Então, good night. Sorry about that. It's a completely confusion because I'm talking, I'm listening to my last talk, so it's very complicated. But I'm very glad to be here, and congratulations to the rector of Universidade Federal de Santa Maria. Eu vou sair, não, continue a cerimônia, eu vou sair e tentar entrar de novo.
É melhor.
Okay, so well, now I'd like to invite State Representative Jefferson Fernandes, President of the Brazil-China Parliamentary Front of Rio Grande do Sul Legislative Assembly, to say a few words.
Jefferson, é contigo.
Também estava me atrapalhando aqui com
Agora eu acho que eu estou só eu uma vez só, assim, 2 vezes. Bem, mais uma vez, desculpe. Eu acho que agora o YouTube foi embora, porque eu saí totalmente, entrei de novo totalmente. Então, começando tudo de novo, pedindo minhas desculpas. Thank you for the invitation, Érico and Ana Kiao, because they are the 2 persons who invited me to be here. And to the director of Universidade Federal, Professor Paulo Baumann, Universidade Federal de Santa Maria. It's very nice to be here, and just to be very fast, because I already spent my 5 minutes, Érico, trying to be on time. But I just write down some few things, because first of all, congratulations to Érico and the whole staff who decided to invest in the Chinese relations. Now we have our Confucius classroom for 2 years, and Ana Kiao, she will laugh when I talk about this, because we worked with them for 6 years to start our Confucius classroom at Universidade Federal Fluminense. And was now our project. I don't regret a day that I invested to make this dream come true. It was very good. We really believe that the relation between Brazil and China is our future. We really have to take care of this. And from education, which is our field, and one of the most beautiful fields that we can work on, is even better. So we have to invest in this Chinese language and culture. And now I know that you're having Chinese medicine as well. This is absolutely great. So congratulations. And you know something that you are absolutely new, Érico? I told you in the phone that you are not waiting for a Confucius classroom or Confucius institute. You're just doing. This is the most important thing. And this is the first thing. And the second that I think is absolutely wonderful is this relationship. There are many rectors or representatives of other rectors from Rio Grande do Sul here that we are working together. This is something amazing. As we always say in our forum of international relations, we are not competitive. We have to work together to the education, public education, teaching, research, outreach, and internationalization in Brazilian federal universities. That's what we have, our job. So that's why I'm so glad to be here. And I'm very happy to see this whole group of universities of Rio Grande do Sul working together. And my congratulations, just to finish, is to the whole university, the rector that took for him all this work that Érico is doing, and Professor Ana Kiao always, because you don't believe, she is absolutely outrageous. She works all the time. You know, all Confucius Institutes or classrooms has one director, Brazilian director, and one Chinese director. And I'm glad to have her as a Chinese director, because we worked together for 6 years. So we started with no directors, right? No Chinese directors. But she was there all the time, and that make all of us at Universidade Federal Fluminense very comfortable, because we are with one person that is, I think, all the Chinese authorities. Thank you, all the Chinese rectors, presidents, and vice presidents who are in this ceremony. But yeah, I always, when I go there, I've been in this room more than one time. Professor, you cannot leave Ana Kiao, leave the university or retire. Sometimes she talks about, she's laughing now. Sometimes she talks about retirement. She cannot, you know. She is the most important person in the educational relation between Brazil and China. There is nobody who can do the same job. And for the Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, the only one thing that I can tell that we have a very long relationship. I told Erico that the government, the federal government, when they federalized UFI, they federalized your university in the same decree. So we are born together. So the history of our universities are linked from the beginning. 60 years now, last year, right? So we started together and we hope we can work together always, whatever is important for both of us. Thank you very much. Good night. Shay.
Thank you, Dr. Lívia. I would now like to invite State Representative Jefferson Fernandes to say a few words. Jefferson, tu vais falar em português?
Em português.
Então, eu te peço que tu fales frase por frase e a minha colega Amy vai traduzir para o inglês, então.
Perfeito. Nós até já combinamos aqui os parágrafos, tá?
Ok.
Boa noite. Magnífico senhor reitor da Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, professor Paulo Afonso Burman, excelentíssima professora Kiao Jianzhen, a Ana, diretora chinesa do Confucius Classroom, da Universidade Normal de Hebei, doutor Liu Ying, vice-reitor da Universidade Normal de Hebei. Ao saudá-los, estendo meu desejo de boas-vindas a todos os reitores e representantes das universidades e instituições que promovem a cooperação e amizade tradicional entre China e Brasil.
Distinguished President of the Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, Dr. Paulo Afonso Burman, Professor Ana, Chinese Director of the Confucius Classroom at UFF Hebei Normal University, Dr. Liu Ying, Vice President of Hebei Normal University. In greeting you, I extend my welcome to so many rectors and other representatives of universities and institutions that promote the long-established cooperation and friendship between China and Brazil.
Hoje é dia muito feliz para os estudantes brasileiros. A parceria entre a Universidade Normal de Hebei com a Universidade Federal de Santa Maria e instituições parceiras do Rio Grande do Sul é celebrada por todos.
Today is a very happy day for Brazilian students. The partnership between Hebei Normal University, UFSM, and partner institutions in Rio Grande do Sul is a reason for everyone to celebrate.
Nesse momento em que se iniciam os cursos de cultura chinesa, mandarim e a medicina tradicional, lembro da missão à China no ano de 2019, quando o reitor Paulo Burman e o professor Érico Flores já projetavam o que agora começa a materializar-se. Nessa longa caminhada da relação entre os dois povos, muitos passos já começam a ser dados. E com a competência e dedicação desses gestores, acima de tudo, educadores, temos certeza de que estas iniciativas terão muitos proveitos para a economia, a educação, a arte, a saúde e tantas áreas em que nós, os brasileiros, temos a aprender e trocar com esta nação milenar que é a China.
At this moment, which marks the onset of classes in Chinese culture, Mandarin, and traditional medicine, I recall our mission to China in 2019, when Dr. Paulo Burman and Dr. Érico Flores were already envisioning what is now beginning to materialize. On the long path which molds the relationship between our two cultures, many steps have already been taken, and with the competence and dedication of these administrators who are above all educators, we are sure that these initiatives will bring many benefits for the economy, education, art, health, and so many areas in which we Brazilians can learn from and exchange with the millennial nation of China.
A Frente Parlamentar Brasil-China, da Assembleia Legislativa do Estado do Rio Grande do Sul, vem trabalhando para que tantos projetos como esse possam se viabilizar, sejam na área acadêmica, econômica, comercial, industrial e até cultural. São uma série de ações que vão constituindo um padrão mais elevado de interação entre países, na qual o parlamento associa iniciativas e cumpre seu papel institucional de qualificar a relação do Rio Grande do Sul e do Brasil com um de seus principais parceiros comerciais, sem paixões partidárias ou promoções pessoais.
The Brazil-China Parliamentary Front of the Legislative Assembly of the state of Rio Grande do Sul has been working to make possible many projects like this one, whether in the area of academics, economy, commerce, industry, or culture. This includes a series of actions that have led to a higher standard of interaction between our countries, in which the Parliament acts to unite initiatives and fulfill its institutional role of bettering the relationship between Rio Grande do Sul and one of its main commercial partners without partisan passions or personal advancement.
Em tempos de intolerância e ódio exacerbados, que possamos trazer o esclarecimento e o exemplo de que a cooperação é receita diária para a promoção da paz e a construção de uma humanidade melhor. Afinal, a união e a troca de conhecimento e saberes entre os povos na promoção do desenvolvimento e o crescimento social para ambos é salutar, que elimina fronteiras e reforça a noção de que somos todos irmãs e irmãos habitando no mesmo planeta.
In times of intolerance and exacerbated hatred, may we bring enlightenment and the example that cooperation is a daily recipe for the promotion of peace and the construction of a better humankind. After all, the exchange and integration of knowledge and of different ways of knowing in order to foster mutual development and social growth is a salutary action that eliminates borders and reinforces the notion that we are all.
Vida longa à China, vida longa ao Brasil. Que nossa amizade siga se fortalecendo em proveito de todos e todas.
Long live China, long live Brazil. May our friendship continue to grow stronger for the benefit of all.
Thank you, Jefferson. I now invite Professor Ana Cao, China's Director of the Confucius Classroom, UFF Hebei Normal University, to say a few words.
Okay, good evening and good morning to our friends, old friends, new friends in Brazil and in China. First of all, okay, I'd like to say thank you very much for your attendance to the opening ceremony of our courses. Thanks a lot, okay, for the dedication of all the colleagues, okay, both in Federal University of Santa Maria and my colleagues here in Hebei University, Hebei Normal University. Thanks a lot for all the support of Mr. Xu Jianping, Minister Counselor for Cultural Affairs in Chinese Embassy in Brazil. And thanks a lot for Mr. Liu Jiang, okay, who is sitting beside me, and for all the help, okay, of the Department of Education of Hebei Province. And thanks a lot to Mr. Jefferson Fernandez, okay, deputado estadual do Rio Grande do Sul, for your presence. And many thanks to the support, okay, for both sides, okay. It's a long story, okay, just as Livia said, okay, it is a long story before I arrived this event today. In the year 2014, I met the president of Federal University of Santa Maria, and I was asked to visit the university. In fact, when I arrived, it rained heavily. Okay? And in the following years, we maintained our talks and kept to our dreams of cooperation in offering Chinese language teaching and in the establishment of Confucius Institute in the university. And in the year 2017, in fact, we organized a 15 members, we called Missão dos Educadores, education delegates to China. And we were warmly welcomed by my university here in this room, and also by Department of Education of Hebei Province. And then we continued our journey this cooperation with Santa Maria. And in the last year, in fact, in the year 2019, before I returned to China, I was asked to visit Federal University of Santa Maria again. And we talked a lot about the possible opportunities in cooperation. And also, I attended the academic conference, organized by them. We talked about all these possibilities in language teaching, in traditional Chinese medicine, in culture, in the academic exchanges between the two sides. And then, we began the special period, with COVID-19. In December, last year, Eric entered contact with me, and we talked about new possibilities of offering online courses for the students in Brazil, not only for the students in Santa Maria. So after 3 months of consecutive talks, today we are here well prepared to begin our 3 courses of language, traditional Chinese medicine, and Chinese culture for 215 students from 11 institutes, right? So I was told that in Brazilian culture, if it rained a lot in important events, you will have good fortunes, you have prosperity. So my first visit to the University of Santa Maria, in fact, was greeted by a heavy rain. And I really wish that our cooperation will be productive. I'm quite confident that we can contribute a lot to the exchange in education, in culture between the two countries. And in the end, I would like to thank again the dedication of Professor Eric and the teams of Federal University of Santa Maria, headed by Professor Paulo Berman, and also the whole support of Professor Ren Yuhong and our team here in Hebei University, Hebei Normal University, headed by our President Liu Jinzi. Thank you very much for the attendance of this event. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Professor Ana Cao. I now welcome Yong Ching Tra, President of Hebei Normal University, to say a few words.
Honorable Councillor Shu Jianping, Senator Jefferson Fernandez, President Fosso Berman, fellow presidents and students, good morning and good evening. First of all, on behalf of Hebei Normal University, I would like to welcome the students from Brazilian Federal University of Santa Maria and the Cooperative University of Rio Grande do Sul to participate in this online Chinese language course. With the strong support of the Education Department of Hebei Province, our school has carried out extensive exchange and cooperation with Brazilian institutions of higher learning and educational institutions, and cooperated with the Federal University of Fluminense in Brazil to hold Confucius Institute. We also established the first full-time Portuguese Chinese bilingual high school in Brazil, cooperated with the Education Department of Rio State too. The exchange between Federal University of Santa Maria and our university began in 2013, and we have maintained close contact since then. The launch of this online Chinese language course marks a new stage in our cooperation. It's hope that the students will make full use of course to develop their interest in learning Chinese and deepen their understanding of Chinese culture. I have been invited to visit Brazil and had friendly exchange with Brazilian education colleagues. I was deeply impressed by the beautiful scenery and the warm people of Brazil. I would like to extend my sincere invitation to all Brazilian education colleagues and students to visit Hebei Normal University and your convenience. Finally, I wish this online course a complete success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Please welcome now Liu Chang-yi, Section Chief of the International Cooperation Department of the Department of Education of Hebei Province, to say a few words.
Honorable Minister Councilor Shu Jianping, respected State Representative Jefferson Fernandez, President Paul Berman, Vice President Livia Reese, President Liu Jingze, Vice President Liu Ying, dear directors, professors, and students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and good evening. I'm very pleased to meet you all here today and witness the opening of the online Chinese courses co-organized by Hebei Normal University, St. Mary Federal University, and the Rio Grande do Sul. On behalf of Hebei Provincial Education Department, I would like to extend our sincere congratulations to you all. 2020 was an extraordinary year for the world, especially because of the challenge the COVID-19 posed to the global economy and international community. In the face of the complex international situation, China has always upheld the vision of building a community with a shared future for mankind, boosted the global fight against the pandemic, and promoted global peace and development. In today's world, the trend of economic globalization is irreversible, and no country can pursue development behind closed doors. As President Xi Jinping said, friendship between world people is a fundamental force for promoting world peace and development, and a basic prerequisite for win-win cooperation. China remains dedicated to promoting mutual understanding and amity among people across the world. As you know, Confucius Institute and Confucius classrooms have been playing an important role in different countries to foster the concept of big family and win-win cooperation, abandon ideological differences, overcome the trap of clash of civilizations rhetoric, respect every country's right to choose its own development path and model, and make diversity an inexhaustible driving force for global social progress. Hebei Provincial Education Department has been fully supporting all kinds of schools at different levels to cooperate with their international partners in terms of teaching Chinese and culture for foreign students, especially those who have interests in furthering their studies in China. In recent years before the COVID-19 pandemic, with the help of Professor and Director Qiao Jianzhen, we received several very important educational delegations from Brazil. In my memory, the young Brazilian footballers left us a deep impression indeed with their outstanding soccer technique and a strong intention to learn Chinese language. Of course, some of them become my personal friends. Today is the first day of our online Chinese courses. I wish all the study fellows may enjoy their progress together. And I believe that this relation between Hebei province and the Rio Grande do Sul will be strengthened through the language program cooperation. We hope that Hebei Normal University is to become a good example in this regard, both domestically and internationally, to promote bilateral relations, including China and Brazil. May you all succeed in the program fruitfully. Looking forward to meeting you all here in Hebei, China, as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you for your words. I now invite Mr. Chu Tianpian, Minister Counselor for Cultural Affairs at the Chinese Embassy, to say a few words.
Okay. I think maybe it will be better I speak in Portuguese. Professor Ana Chow can help me translate to the authorities of Hebei Normal University. Okay?
Okay, whatever's best for you.
Because I think my Portuguese is better than English. Portuguese is the official language of Brazil.
Perfect.
Bom, boa noite, excelentíssimos, magnífico reitor Paulo Afonso Burman, da Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, magnífico reitor Liu Jingze, da Hebei Normal University, senhora vice-reitora da Lívia Reis, da Universidade Federal Fluminense, professora Qiao Jianzheng, e o deputado federal Jefferson Fernandes, presidente da Frente Parlamentar Brasil-China do estado do Rio Grande do Sul, e demais autoridades, professores e alunos, estudantes. Boa noite a todos. É um prazer estar aqui esta noite, não é? Na manhã já da China, nesta reunião, ou nesta cerimônia virtual de abertura do curso chinês, organizado numa parceria, organizado pelas duas universidades, né? Uma parceria das duas universidades. E queria dar parabéns em nome da embaixada, em nome do senhor embaixador Yang Wanmin, a esta excelente iniciativa na promoção da língua chinesa e da cultura chinesa. Eu queria também parabenizar especialmente não só as duas universidades, a Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, a Universidade Federal Fluminense e demais instituições que participam neste projeto. Mas queria também expressar meu grande aprecio né, a professora Qiao Jianzheng pelo seu empenho e esforço na promoção da cultura chinesa, no ensino da língua chinesa aqui no Brasil. Como disse a senhora vice-reitora Lívia, que é uma professora Ana Chow, é uma pessoa que tem uma energia assim, imaginável, né? Que trabalha toda hora, sem descansar. Realmente, ela assim, fez uma grande contribuição pela promoção da língua e cultura chinesa aqui no Brasil. e no estreitamento dos laços de amizade entre os dois povos, dois países. Eu acho que a cultura é a melhor forma de estreitar mais as nossas relações, de encurtar as distâncias geográficas que separam os nossos dois países. E para conhecer a cultura do outro país, a melhor forma é aprender a língua, né? E eu acho que, tendo em conta o potencial entre os nossos dois países, tendo em conta a grande riqueza cultural que ambos os países têm, temos um grande potencial de promover as nossas relações culturais. Eu acho que o desconhecimento ainda é muito grande entre os nossos dois países, né? Sua cultura é que pode ajudar a superar esse desconhecimento e, às vezes, os maus entendimentos, né? Entre as duas partes. E eu queria aproveitar para informar aos senhores que o governo chinês dá grande importância ao intercâmbio cultural com o Brasil. E, além das universidades parceiras chinesas do Instituto Confúcio, dos Institutos Confúcio, que oferecem bolsas para curta duração, para fazer aperfeiçoamento da língua chinesa na China, o governo chinês, concretamente a China Scholarship Council, oferece anualmente bolsas para alunos chineses. Acabamos de encerrar as inscrições para este ano, mas todas as informações sobre essas bolsas que a China Scholarship Council oferece estão no site, os detalhes estão no site da embaixada, né? Então, eu peço vocês divulgar essas informações de bolsas junto dos vossos alunos. E outra coisa é que eu diria que nós temos assim também muito grande potencial de cooperação entre as universidades além dos institutos Confúcio. E o Brasil tem excelentes universidades, principalmente as universidades federais. E a China também tem grandes universidades, né? que ocupam boas exposições no ranking das universidades. Então, eu acho que tem uma complementaridade muito grande entre dois países. E eu, como responsável pela área da cultura e educação, do intercâmbio, né, da cultura e educação entre dois países, eu estou assim estou à disposição para vocês a estreitar essas relações, né? Eu acho que entre a Universidade Federal de Santa Maria e a Universidade Normal de Hebei, vamos começar primeiro por ensino da língua chinesa, do chinês e da cultura chinesa, e quem sabe algum dia podemos também ter cooperações nas áreas de ciências, né? Quem sabe algum dia podemos criar um Instituto Confúcio ou uma sala de aula, um classroom, Confúcio Classroom na universidade, né? Para ter mais facilidade para estreitar os laços culturais entre dois países. Então, mais uma vez, parabéns, professora Chao, parabéns à Universidade Federal de Santa Maria, parabéns à Universidade Federal Fluminense e parabéns a todos que fizeram esforços para concretizar este curso. Muito obrigado a todos.
Muito obrigada. Thank you. And finally, I invite UFSM President Dr. Paulo Afonso Burman to deliver his speech.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning to the Chinese authorities. I welcome our esteemed guests, Xu Tianpian, Minister Counselor for Cultural Affairs at the Chinese Embassy. Liu Tianyi, Section Chief of the International Cooperation Department at the Department of Education of Hebei Province. Liu Qingxia, President of Hebei Normal University. Professor Anna Chiao, Chinese Director of the Confucius Classroom at the Universidade Federal Fluminense, Hebei Normal University. State Representative Jefferson Fernandes, President of Brazil-China Parliamentary Front of the Rio Grande do Sul Legislative Assembly. Dr. Lívia Maria de Freitas Reis Teixeira, Superintendent of International Relations at the Universidade Federal Fluminense. I would also like to welcome Liu Yan, Vice President of Hebei Normal University, Chen Yu Hong, Deputy Director of the International Cooperation and Exchange Center of Hebei Normal University, Luciano Schuch, Vice President of the Federal Universidade de Santa Maria, presidents and other authorities that are present, and the entire community of UFSM and our partner universities, professors and students. Today, we celebrate the alliance between Federal University of Santa Maria and Hebei Normal University. The negotiations that began a few years ago now bring to the UFSM community and to other universities in the state of Rio Grande do Sul courses of interest in several areas, such as Chinese culture, Chinese language, and traditional Chinese medicine. Months of intense articulations coordinated by the International Affairs Office of UFSM have led to this moment, which is an important initial milestone of the cultural, linguistic, scientific, and technological cooperation, not only between our universities, but also between Brazil and China. Through the CapSprint program, our university has expanded relations with several countries, but our relations with China remain a priority. The prominence of China on the international and national scene is well known to all. China is Brazil's main commercial partner and has a vital role in the current health crisis and in the supply of both vaccines and the inputs for their productions, which are of such great consequence in this difficult moment we are all facing. An important step on this path towards internationalization, possible due to the support of Brazil-China Parliamentary Front of Rio Grande do Sul Legislative Assembly, who invited us to participate in a mission to China. And for this, we express our gratitude to State Representative Jefferson Fernandes. The action we celebrate today was only possible due to the tireless effort of Professor Anna Chiao, who was responsible for organizing the 5 classes free of charge for our academic community, totaling 215 class vacancies. To the great importance of this pioneering action, Federal University of Santa Maria has shared about 15% of these spots with partners, universities, and institutions in Rio Grande do Sul, understanding the dimension and scope of this action, and seeking to create a space for interinstitutional collaboration. In this sense, we are fortunate to already have a history of interaction with the Universidade Federal do Rio Grande do Sul, which has a unit of Confucius Institute and has been sharing student spots in Chinese language with UFSM for some years. It's important to mention that at this moment, we are hosting a class with 20 spots for the UFSM community through this partnership. We thank the Confucius Institute, the Chinese Embassy in Brazil, the Brazil-China Parliamentary Front, Hebei Normal University, the Universidade Federal do Rio Grande do Sul, and the Universidade Federal Fluminense, who have all sponsored and supported this initiative, ensuring that different paths toward cooperation are open new fronts. We hope that more actions like this can lead to an increased momentum, strengthening our relations with Chinese institutions and leveraging the internationalization scenario of our institutions. We also extend a special thanks to the 3 professors who will be teaching the course. Professor Anna Chiao, Professor Sun Yang, Professor Ran Chu Bing. Our warmest thanks go to them. Xie xie. Finally, to the International Affairs Office, I thank to the International Affairs Office of our university for their efforts to make this course possible. And I like to invite all the Chinese team to visit our university here in Santa Maria when it's possible. Thank you, and I wish you all health and peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Borman. Well, we thank you all for your attention, and we wish you all a safe and pleasant evening here in Brazil, or day for those of you in China. Agradecemos a todos e a todas que prestigiaram esse evento virtual. Está encerrada, então, essa cerimônia.